friends, it's Miss Allie. How are you? So today what we are going to do is we are going to do some printmaking, some easy printmaking, some fun printmaking. So first off, let's talk about what we need. I am going to be using my baking pan. It's old, don't judge. So you'll need a smooth surface. It's okay if it has a little bit of writing, just grab a character. So you can use a baking dish, casserole dish, nice smooth surface. If you have a friendly mirror or a very smooth countertop, any of that would work just fine. See here, you also want some paper towels or a towel to wipe stuff off and clean your hands so you don't get it messy everywhere. Some paint, tempera works best. I wouldn't use acrylic only because it will try to solidify to your smooth surface and we don't want that. But any kind of classroom tempera paint will be perfect. One color is all you need. If you want to use 7 colors, that's great too. Great for mixing. And then some kind of paintbrush. If you don't have a paintbrush, totally fine. You can use your hands. Much more fun that way sometimes. And then of course just a blank white sheet of paper. I'm just using regular old computer paper that I use in my printer. Cardstock will work, watercolor paint, or watercolor paper, excuse me. Even if you just have construction paper, that's fine too. So we are going to get started. Okay, hi friends. I wanted to move the camera so you guys can see what I'm doing when I'm making my print. So the first thing we want to do is make sure we have our smooth surface. This is going to work for me. There is a little writing right here, but that's fine. I'll just give a little bit of character. Not a big deal. So I'm going to pick my colors. I think I'm going to do, let's see here, maybe some purple, some pink, and then maybe some yellow. Again, you can do it all one color. You can do it as many colors as you want. You can mix colors. And then I'm going to take my paintbrush. If you don't have a paintbrush, that's totally fine. Again, you can use your hands to spread it out. You just want to make sure that when you do, you're just doing a thin layer. If it's too thick, it'll kind of smush when you make the print. So we want to make sure there's enough there for it to get the color, but not too much that it kind of ruins it for you. I might actually add a little bit more of my purple because it ended up being a little too thin. Ooh, that might be too much. That's okay. We'll just experiment with that and see how that works. And now I've got my thin layer of paint on there. I'm just going to make sure it's thin. And now I'm going to use my fingers actually to make a design. So your fingers all have a different thickness, so I can use my pointer finger for a line, or if I want a smaller line, I can use my pinky finger, or if I want a big line, I can use my thumb. So I'm just going to use my pointer finger this one time. Let's see here, I'm going to start here. I'm going to do a heart. Let's do a heart. So I'm going to go around, and once I'm around, you can see that I've got paint on my fingers. So I'm just going to use my little towel to wipe my finger off so that I don't smear more paint on there. And then I'm going to do this side around to match my heart. And now I'm ready to make my actual print. So then I take my blank piece of paper and I'm going to gently put it on top of my design. I'm not going to push it down really hard because then again it's just going to smush. So you just want to use your gentle hands to rub and just make sure that it's touching the paint so that the paint can get on it. If you push too hard, your design might disappear. So gentle hands, giving a little bit of a rub, make sure all the sides are touched so it's down, touching the paint. And then you just pull up from the corner. Once you've done that, pull it up, and voila, I've got my print. How cool is that? Looks so interesting. And you can see it's not perfect, and that's totally fine because remember, nothing is. This is every single one of them is going to be unique. And you can see that the lines were nice through something like that. That's where my fingers met. You can use a paintbrush before you do the print to kind of wipe right there so it doesn't happen, but it's okay that it does. So I'm gonna put this aside so we can do another print. But first I'm gonna clean this up. You can just wash it in the sink or use a paper towel or a dirty dish towel to wipe it off, whatever your parents would prefer you to do. I'm gonna use another one because that one was already used and it's pretty painty. And you've got a clean surface, so you can do another one on the surface that you're at. I'm gonna experiment with different types of surfaces, so I'm gonna put this one aside. And let's see here, I've got my measuring cup that I use. I used it this morning to make biscuits and chocolate gravy with my kids. It's clean, don't worry. So I'm gonna turn over, and it's got a smooth surface. It kind of dips, I don't know if you can see that, kind of dips, but I still think it's gonna work, so I'm gonna try it. So this time, I'm going to mix some colors up. Let's see here. What colors can I mix? Let's see here. What if I was to mix these two colors? What color do you think would happen if I mix these two? If you're in my class, we talked about these because both blue and yellow are what type of colors? Are they primary or are they secondary? They're primary. Good job. So if I mix them together, do you guys remember what color I will make? Let's mix it and see. There's blue and there's yellow. I'm gonna use my paintbrush, kind of mix it. Oh, what color is that? Can you see it? It is a beautiful green color. I'm going to go ahead and make my layers. Got a little more paint on there than I probably want. Again, that's totally fine. We will make it work. You can experiment with thicknesses, see what works for you. All right, so now that I've got that covered, I think I'm going to make a flower. So I'm gonna do the middle part of my flower. I'm gonna wipe off my finger, and then I'm gonna give it some petals. Petal, 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 almost like a 4-leaf clover. Because it's green, works out. So I'm going to now get another blank piece of paper, and since this one's smaller, I'm just gonna put the paper on this side, on half of it. I'm gonna just set it gently on top, and then I'm gonna do my rub, and since it is indented, I'm gonna have to press a little bit to make sure it touches all the paint, but I still don't wanna smush it too hard. And then just rub it gently, and you can kind of see, if your paper's thin like mine, you can kind of see when the paint is touching it. So that's helping me a lot. If you've got thicker paper, that's fine. You won't be able to see, but that's totally fine. All right, so I think I'm ready to pull it up. Let's see what I got. There we go. You can see that I had a little bit too much paint on there because it's smushed right there. So you can't really tell it's a flower. That's okay. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna kind of use my finger. I still have my design here. I'm gonna use my finger to kind of clean up my picture. Just a little bit. Maybe I'll just do like that. There we go. So it's kind of cleaned up. And without adding any more paint on there, I'm gonna do another print on the same paper, but on the other side, because I'm gonna experiment and see what happens when I do it twice. Let's see what the difference is. Let's see here. Because part of doing artwork is experimenting. We experiment with colors, with textures, all kinds of things. So I'm gonna do some experimenting. Let's see what the second print looks like without adding any more paint to it. I'm kind of excited about this. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. Oh, there's that flower we were missing in the first one. So you can see there's a lot more paint on here. So that smushing I was talking about happened in these areas, but it didn't happen in this because I didn't have as much paint. Is that pretty cool? That is awesome. All right, let's put that one aside, and I'm gonna try one more surface. I'm gonna clean this off, and I'm really excited about this next one. I'm just gonna put that right there. Excited. This one is a pie dish. Now this one's a little bit, ooh, you can hear it's loud too. It's a little bit more flimsy than a glass dish or my baking dish or baking pan, but I'm excited about that texture that it has on it. So I want to see, I haven't done it with a texture yet, so I want to see what it turns into. This time, I'm going to do something different again. I'm going to do some more mixing, but I'm not going to mix primary colors. Remember, purple is a secondary color. but I'm going to add white to it. Does anybody remember the name of that word, of what happens when you add white to a color? It is called tint. So we are tinting the purple, and that's just a fancy way of saying that you are making the color lighter. You're adding white. If I was to add black, that would be shade. We would be making the color darker, but we are making it lighter. So this is a tint. We're adding white. So I'm going to mix it together. Ooh, it's a pretty soft purple. Perfect for spring. I'm starting to see a lot of flowers out with this color on it. Absolutely love that. So I'm doing my thin layer on the whole thing. I want my whole picture to be this big circle. And I'm going to draw some designs in it. So I have my thin layer. There we go. Perfect. And I've tinted my purple. And I'm just going to do designs on the circle because I like the circle on there. So I'm going to do some zigzags. And I can see kind of right there that the paint mixed in there, so I'm going to just clean it up with my clean fingers and wipe them off. And clean that up too. You can use all your fingers in the process. Alright, I'm going to use my thumb for the next one, see if I can do a big line down. Ooh, look at how big that line is with my thumb. Big line down the center. And then I'm going to try opposite zigzags. Ooh. There we go. And clean it up again. Up again. Up again. All right. I've got my designs that I want there. So I'm going to get a brand new white piece of paper. And I want to see what this one looks like. So I'm just going to drop it on there. Press, little rub. We're not pressing too hard. I can feel the texture under the paper, so I'm super excited to see what it's going to look like. I can kind of see that it's grabbing all there. I'm going to make sure it does the full circle. And let's see what happens. Are we ready? Ooh. I love that texture. How cool is that? It almost looks like an Easter egg, but a circle. That is really fun. All right, so, something else that I can't really show you on the camera because it would be backwards, but you'll notice if you try to write words or letters or your name in your paint, when you do the print, it'll come up backwards. So that's something that you can experiment with too. Try writing your name and see what happens when you do the print. Does it turn backwards? Then maybe after you do that, you can see if you can try to write your name backwards on your surface and then see if you can get the print to come right way up. Experiment. Give it a try, see what happens. And I would absolutely love it if you guys would post your prints on the thread on the Facebook page so I can see all of your fun stuff. So here's another glimpse of the fun stuff that we created today. And these would be easy on any surface. I've kind of got the idea that I want to try it on a window. Again, don't do this unless the adult in charge of you has said it is okay. But I think that would be really fun if we could do that against window. Again, show me what you guys did. Let me know what kind of surface you guys did. I'm curious to see all the color mixing and the designs that are gonna happen. I'm so excited. All right, I hope you guys have so much fun and we'll see you soon.